What's going on, guys? Welcome back to this episode of Customs with Vic. For today's episode, we're going to be customizing these 5 Red 4s into a Ferrari themed custom Jordan 4. The inspiration behind this custom is MJ's Ferrari 512 they used to drive back in the day. Such a beautiful car. Hopefully I can make this custom 4 as sleek as the actual Ferrari 512. So stick around to the end of the video to see how these Jordan 4s turn out and how you can win one of our Rejuvenator signature shoe cleaning kits. Let's get started. First thing we gotta do is remove the laces, insole. Then after that, we're gonna go in, remove the factory finish off the leather and midsoles using acetone and cotton balls. Prep work is out the way, now let's move on to destroying the shoe. We'll be using an X-Acto knife and a seam ripper to carefully remove the patch on the tongue and start removing the netting on both sides of the shoe. Sometimes cutting stuff off a shoe can be super sketchy, so make sure to be careful not to damage your shoe with the X-Acto knife. Both nettings completely off the shoe, now onto the fun stuff. Me and Doug are going to head over to the laser engraver and create 2 new panels for both sides of the shoe. Same thing with the brand new patch for our tongue. Let's head over there. Also save these parts that are moving off the shoe for a future custom project. We're back from the laser engraver. We got both panels and our patch fully laser engraved. These came out super sick. These parts are inspired by the side doors of the Ferrari 512. Over here, we got our horse and the Ferrari in a flight font style. This is probably my favorite detail so far. All we gotta do now is lay down our red and black paint. White base coat is good to go. Now let's lay down our red paint so it can pop. To finish out with these panels, we're going to go over the lines with some red paint to give it some dimension. Painting's complete, you guys. I went ahead and put this inside the panels. It's starting to look like a Ferrari custom. Now we're going to go ahead and sew it using the sewing machine.
Is the heater on?
The sewing machine I'm using is called a Patcher, and you can find one for cheap on Amazon. Sewing is complete for this part. This is looking pretty sweet so far. Now onto laying down the red paint. But before we do that, we're going to tape off the sole real quick so we can lay down this red. This was used with fire red and chili red. Super simple mix. Not gonna lie, I hate painting with a paintbrush, but for this project, it would require too much taping in order to airbrush this custom completely red. Red paint is laid down, you guys. This step could take a little while. Laying down red paint takes several coats to lay down fully solid. I still gotta go back and touch it up here and there, but I'll touch that up later. Right now we're gonna tape off the midsoles and tape off around the netting so we can lay down our black paint. All taped up, now let's lay down our black paint. We're gonna lay down the black to cover up the white. Once the black's laid down, we're gonna go in and lay down a silver on the top portion of the midsole. The black base coat's good to go, you guys. Now we're gonna tape off the bottom portion and lay down our silver. Midsoles are good to go. I'll show you guys that in just a bit. Right now we're gonna move on to laying down the black paint on the netting. Alright, now onto the LED installation. The first thing we're gonna do is drill 2 perfect holes into the air unit using a Dremel. Holes are good to go. Now let's move on to installing our LED lights. What we gotta do first is grab our LEDs and our battery source and hook them up. Really easy to do. I got this stuff from evandesigns.com. LEDs are good to go. Now we're on to the patch. For this patch, we're gonna be laying down our black paint. After that's good to go, we'll lay down our stencil so we can lay down our yellow. Alright, that didn't go as planned. The stencil was a little bit too small, so I ended up having to remove the whole thing, spray the entire thing yellow. Now we're gonna have to go back with the paintbrush and lay down the black all around the horse and the Ferrari. That looks a lot better. The last step we gotta do to complete this custom is to stick it onto the shoe. We're gonna tape around it so we can glue it using some barge cement glue. Alright guys, that is gonna bring us to an end on these custom Ferrari Air Jordan 4s inspired by the Ferrari 512 TR. Let's take it from the top. The very first step I did was lay down a bunch of red. That part took the longest by far. Afterwards, we went to the laser engraving room and laser engraved these new parts onto the shoe. The side panels by far is my favorite part. It's Green's 512 TR. Another thing we also laser engraved was the patch on the tongue. This is a cool detail. You can't do a Ferrari custom without the horse or the Ferrari on the bottom. Then we moved on to repainting the midsoles, gave it a nice silver and black two-tone, repainted the black, and of course added LED lights to these air units. This was a fun project, you guys. I can't wait to see Jordan Brand later on in the future release their own version of a Ferrari 4. Now, let's get into the giveaway. We're giving away a Rejuvenating Signature Shoe Cleaning Kit. All you gotta do is comment down below when was Ferrari founded with your Instagram handle. Winner will be contacted in 72 hours. Good luck everybody, this is Vick Almighty. I'll catch you guys next Monday.